Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. Isha, if you're new here, and if you are new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe for more videos from me. It's time to do our September reading wrap up, and let's jump right in. I started this month off with a historical romance because of Mrs. Bridgerton. It's a prequel to the Bridgerton series. This one's following Billy and George is an enemies to lover. Billy, she's always been like a part of the, I can't say the last name, Rooksby. I'm saying it wrong. The Bridgerton family and the Rooksby family has always been like really close. She's like one of the boys. Her and George have got along the least amount out of all the brothers. Yeah, George is the oldest brother in the Rooksby family, and they had like just liked each other forever, and they start spending more time together, and they start like seeing the attraction. It starts off with her being stuck on a roof because of a cat. That's what that is. I rated it 4 stars. The American Roommate Experiment, 5 stars. This one, I was really obsessed with Rosie and Lucas. If you're a physical touch love language girly, you will understand why I love this book so much. If you read The Spanish Love Deception, Lucas is Lena's cousin, Rosie is Lena's best friend, and Lena and Aaron just got married and they're on their honeymoon, and Rosie's apartment flooded, so she ended up needing a place to stay. She went over to Lena's house to use her apartment to stay. Then Lucas traveling the world currently because he just went through something traumatic and trying to figure out what he wants to do with his life. Then they both end up sharing the apartment like his whole time in New York. He's just like so attentive, so caring, so like, let me do this for you, let me cook for you. He can cook. He's over 6 foot, cuddly bear. He's like so touchy feely, and I can't. She's a romance writer, and she just quit her full-time job at a tech company. She has writer's block, so Rosie and Lucas get into like this roommate experiment where he helps her like go on dates. He like plans all these dates to like give her inspiration, and it's literally the cutest thing ever. The amount of effort and energy that he put into these dates, and this book had me laughing. There's multiple scenes in this book that had me laughing. This book was a 5-star read for me. I absolutely recommend it. If you have not read it, you need to read it. You just need to get into it. The next one is She Gets the Girl. So this one was so cute, adorable. I loved both the girls. Okay, so this book is following Alex and Molly. Malaysia, they both just started at their college. Alex had a rough life growing up. She basically had to grow up way too fast and take care of her mom. This emotionally like was opening up to people and talking about her feelings and her emotions. And then Molly is this girl that like was like super shy, introverted. They had a lot of friends in high school. Like her best friend was her mom. She's like trying to get out there in college, crush on this girl in high school, and they end up going to the same college. Her and Alex don't get off on the right foot at the beginning, and Alex is like this playgirl. Molly gets Alex to help her open up and like basically get with the girl that she wants. Like, I can't remember the girl's name. So it's so cute. They start spending all this time together and hanging out together and just like doing all these cutesy things to like get her out of her comfort zone. Start opening up together, and Alex is gonna open up to people easily. So when she starts opening up to Molly, it's just like really adorable and cute. Really loved it. I rated 4.5 stars. Okay, so I read two alien books. I read Ice Planet Barbarian. Much to say, it was definitely a 4-star read for me. The spice of spicing. Yeah. So basically these girls get kidnapped by aliens, and then they get dropped off on like a different planet because the aliens ship crash, and then the planet that they get dropped off on, they meet like barbarian aliens or whatever. The girls take this like key to like resonate so they can survive on the planet, and then they basically find their mate through doing that. The next one was Barbarian Alien. Now this one I rated like 2 stars, like 2.5 stars. No plot. He resonated with her, and once he resonated with her, he kidnapped her because she didn't want to take the queen. The whole plot is just her hating him at the end of the book, but like trying to fight the attraction. Basically they were beefing for like half the time, and like he was like really possessive of her. I enjoyed it enough to finish it. Annoying, but then we went into like the fantasy side novels. Touched by Fire. This is the first book in the New Chicago series. I rated this book 4 stars. I absolutely enjoyed it. A world of supernatural. The humans are like close to nothing. The main character is Piper, and Piper is a demon hunter, and Piper is just such a badass, and I love her. Coven of Witches release a demon into the world. Ronan is chef's kiss. Ronan and Piper end up being like mated the whole time, and she's on the run. The king of the underworld put a bounty on her. Piper's supposed to stop becoming her witches from getting a Ronan out into the world, and she didn't. Always something like popping up. It's a lot of like plot twists that happens in the book as well. Okay, so the next book, The Lost Duke of Wyndham. Normally I love Julia Quinn's books. This one's like a 3-star for me. Now it just wasn't giving what I'm used to her books giving, and that's okay because like we can't all be a 4.5 star, 5-star read. Basically this book is following Jack and Grace, and Grace is the Dowdy Duchess companion. Jack is a highwayman. He ends up trying to rob the Dowry Duchess, and Grace, the Dower Duchess, And as soon as the Dowager Duchess hears his voice and sees like half his face, she's thinking that he is the lost Duke. Didn't find out who the Duke was until the end. It was just dragging. And that's how I rated 3 stars. It was interesting enough for me to have finished it, but it wasn't like interesting enough for me to rate him higher than 3 stars. Next one was Married by Morning. This is also another historical romance. This one was following Catherine and Leo. So Catherine is a companion for the Holloway sisters. Leo is like the head of the family. The Hathaway family was so far down the line they didn't think they would become royalty. So once they did become royalty, they didn't know how to act and stuff like that. So they got a companion to help the girls like get accustomed to like the high society life, and Catherine is that lady. So Leo doesn't like Catherine because Catherine is always like correcting him. She's always doing that because she is trying to like fight her attraction for him. Catherine like went through something really traumatic and he finds out about it, so then he's like becomes like super protective of her. It's a very interesting story. Okay, so the next one is Home Ice. This one's following Kylie and Harrison. Kylie is this aspiring designer and Harrison is a star hockey player. It's in Dallas. They end up meeting at her brother's wedding reception. She like goes to the bar that's like right across from the reception, and she ends up like bumping into him and stealing his drink. So that was like their keep meet. They sat at the bar and chat the whole night, and she doesn't have no idea who he is. It talks a lot about like him and his fame. I rate this one like 3.75. It talks a lot about like how the fame affects the relationship, how they handle that. There's no third act breakup in this book. Like they always like work through their problem, talk about their issues. Then I read When in Rome. This one was so adorable. Like this was a small town romance. It's fun with Noah and Amelia, and Amelia is like this real well-known singer. In the dead of night, she's like she needs to go to Rome, so she finds the closest town that named Rome, and she ends up in Rome, Kentucky. Her car ends up breaking down right in front of Noah's house. She ends up staying with Noah. She just gets all the small town feel. Noah is born and raised in a small town, went through a relationship with a girl passing through town before, so he's very hesitant to get into another relationship. They both have a hard time finding each other's feelings because Amelia's about to go on tour. It gives all the small town feels. Okay, he's grumpy at the beginning, and like he starts like joking with her finally, and like when she would like mess with him and banter with him to get him to blush. Is so cute. Okay, so the next one is Fourth Down. This one's following Autumn and Julius. So Julius is going through a divorce. His wife cheated on him, and they have 2 kids, so he's a single parent. And Autumn just recently moved to Portland. She's a meteorologist. He thinks that she's using one of his close friends to like get into the scene and like get well enough. So he starts to get to know Autumn. He actually like realized that he was wrong about that. He's a football player. A lot of ex-wife baby mama drama in this book as well. Don't really enjoy that. Okay, so next one is Haunted by the Shadows. This is the second book in the New Chicago series. The first book in the series ended off on a cliffhanger, and this one is starting off. Her and Natalie are like officially living together. Ronan is still popping up all the time. Lucifer is out of commission. Someone else takes charge in the girl world. So basically it's them just trying to figure out what to do, how to get someone back from where they are. I don't want to spoil it, so that's why I can't give a lot of details. It's very interesting. I rated it 4 stars. Still Hung Up on You. I rated this one about 3 stars. It was a cute little novella. It's following Ethan and Hannah, and they were like high school sweethearts, and they end up breaking up. It's like 11 years later. Like she calls him because she's trying to find one of her sweaters that she thinks she left at his house. The whole audiobook is just them talking on the phone, going down memory lane, trying to like get the sweater back and trying to figure out how she's gonna get the sweater. It's cute, just a novella, so like it didn't really have much to it. It was just them reconnecting basically. Okay, the next one I also rated 4 stars. She Drives Me Crazy. Now this one was really cute. This one is following Scotty and Irene. Hate each other, so this one's like enemy lovers as well. Scotty's girlfriend recently broke up with her, and she transferred schools as well, and Scotty is not over her at all. Scotty's a basketball player and Irene is head cheerleader, and they're both seniors in high school. So one of the days where they play Scotty's ex-girlfriend's team doesn't pay attention to where she's going, and she hits Irene's car while Irene's backing up and like backs up into her car. So they end up being like car buddies for like a week. Scotty ends up finding that Irene is not straight, and she ends up Barbara had to be her fake girlfriend to make her ex-girlfriend jealous. So they end up doing like all these fake dates, going to parties, hanging out all together. It has the high school drama. It has people like finally being their true self, first heartbreak in there. Then the next book of September is Crave. This one was really cute. This one is following Sandra and Jacob. I just gotta say one thing. Jacob and Sandra are better than me, y'all. Like this book was so good. I came home, started ranting to my brother about it. 5 years ago, his brother and somebody else betrayed him and like messed up like the whole family bond. Like his brother was like his best friend, like twinning them. Like that's like that's how they were with each other. And his brother did him so dirty. Anyway, I do not like his brother whatsoever. So he hadn't like dated in 5 years. He meets Sandra at his mom's birthday party because she's dropping off the cake. Jacob's mom gets her to stay for the party, and then her and Jacob are like inseparable throughout the whole party. So then something happens at the party and she's like, yeah, I'm out of here, I don't got time for this. He did like mess up things. Like the first like few chapters of the book, I was just like, why do you keep acting like that? Once they did get together, it was really cute. I really enjoyed the way they were just like so touchy-feely and in love with each other. It was just I love the way they just loved each other. Okay, so the last book is In a Jam. Absolutely love that book. That book is following Shay and Noah. This one is a he falls first. Shay got left at the altar, and then step grandmother writes the will giving her farm, and then Shay's out of there. She takes off for the farm. She ends up going back to the small town where the farm is, and Noah is the next door neighbor. He lives in the farm right next to. He's also the guardian of his niece. He's such a cutie. Like I just don't know how to describe Noah. Like he's perfect. He's shy. But you know what they say about the shy guys? He was given what the book needed to give. Like he was just that guy. Like I don't know what more to say about that. Like, and Jenny, literally hilarious. That's his niece's name. Shay's just trying to get her life together. She finally is like, okay, I need to figure out who I want to be, what I want in life. And her and Noah end up getting married because one of the clauses, her grandmother's will, for her to be able to inherit the farm is for her to be married. So her and Noah end up getting married because this man has been in love with her since high school. Grumpy versus Sunshine. So that's the last book that we're gonna talk about. I rated that one 5 stars. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out. Don't forget to subscribe.